No, you were not dreaming. The Bengals are headed to the AFC Championship game. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com, and welcome in. What a victory Sunday it is for the second Sunday in a row, and boom, look, I'm even wearing orange and black, wearing a little stripes on this Sunday. Look, huge win, surreal win. You can get, the instant reactions, and hopefully you've already seen this from the players, from Zac Taylor. We were in Tennessee. We just got back from Nashville a few hours ago. On Sunday morning, technically, I arrived back at Cincinnati Bengals Talk headquarters. So, look, it's exciting. It is awesome. We'll dive into who they play. I know this. I've talked to a few of them on the record and off the record, people within the organization or players, and they don't care who it is, right? They are ready to go. I don't think there really is a preference. Now, is there something about facing a team that you've already played? I'm sure, in Kansas City. And at least on the surface, with Burrow, he's been really good in rematches because he's good at learning from defenses and things like that. So to me, that part of it certainly could come into play. And maybe I do lean Kansas City a little bit. Me personally, I don't think the Bengals lean one way or the other. But let's get some reaction here because, yeah, there was plenty of good, obviously. And make sure you watch the stand-up. Check out allbengals.com. There's so much good out there, and we focused on that. But there's some bad as well. And so over the next few minutes, you're going to hear some clips. CJ Uzomah with an absolute amazing soundbite on DJ Reader. And you're also going to hear from CJ Uzomah on Joe Burrow in just a second. But we do have to start with Joe Burrow. We do have to start with the offensive line because it wasn't just the 9 sacks. It was the fact that Jeffrey Simmons had 3 quarterback hits, and then they had another quarterback hit with Long, and then there's another quarterback. I'm going to count all the quarterback hits here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who do we appreciate? 13 quarterback hits. That's too many, and that doesn't account the ones where the plays were blown dead and somehow Burrow was still getting hit. He got hit way too much. It was painful. It was so damn painful that even if you never watched football ever in your life and you watched yesterday, one, you're probably a Bengals fan because how fun are you? How fun is it to watch that team? 2, you would be wincing in pain for Joe Burrow. He kept getting hit and hit and hit and hit and hit. And so naturally, when Zac Taylor, Bengals head coach, was in front of us, I was going to say at the podium, but it wasn't technically a podium, but in the media room at Paul Brown Stadium on Sunday, guess what? One of the first questions that was asked was about the offensive line and the number of hits Joe Burrow took in the win, the 19-16 win over Tennessee. Here is what Zac had to say.
Some of them were coverage sacks. There weren't guys open, and so eventually they got home. But again, these are things that we can learn from. Fortunately, we get to learn from them in victory, and we know whoever we play is going to be another tough test next week with the pass rush. But again, proud of the way, you just look at the rep on the last play of the game, and it was a really clean pocket, and we had a lot of really clean pockets. That's the thing is everyone's going to write about the 9 sacks and how they came and what happened, but there was also some really good examples of those guys doing a heck of a job all the way around and giving Joe time, and Joe, again, when that happens, Joe's going to find the open guy and be accurate with the ball. So proud of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of positives to take away from our guys. And every week we're going to be playing against a really good defense. We understand that. There's always going to be room for improvement. We've got a mixture of young guys and some veteran guys. But again, I've got a lot of faith that they're doing what we need to do to be able to win these games. And again, everyone's going to write about these 9 sacks. It's not all on the offensive line. It's on all of us. And so that part needs to be put in the right context. And again, they'll improve on the areas they can improve in. Frank's done an outstanding job with that group. Those guys are all about the right stuff. And so, again, we'll put this one behind us. We'll learn from some of this stuff, and we'll move forward and get ready for next Sunday's plan.
Look, I get it. I understand it. And I know what Zac's doing. This is the line right now. Zac can't come out. He's worried about winning a Super Bowl. Okay? He can't come out like people do on Twitter or like I will here and say, and I'm going to say it right now, they're going to have to invest in the offensive line this offseason. They're going to have to spend money, maybe trade picks. Notice I said didn't use picks, trade picks for veterans, or maybe draft picks, but you can't bank on rookies. That was my logic last year. Those of you that have been around since last year understand that I want proven commodities in the trenches on the offensive line specifically. So They can do that, of course, this offseason. But he can't rip his guys right now. He's got to keep them dialed in, locked in, and they have to win with what they have. All right? They're not going to be able to go sign an all-pro right now. If so, they would. Because honestly, if they had that line, wouldn't be much doubt, would there? That's the thing. It feels like if they're going to lose, it's going to be because the line falters and they're so bad in a spot or two or all five. And I think all five had rough moments, regardless of the analytics that you look at or what measurements you use. Because I've seen some have good scores. If you look at PFF, to me, it was bad all around. They couldn't really run the ball, failed to get push, and their quarterback was getting tattooed. All five guys, get a bad grade. But in the Cincinnati Bengals talk world, but they won. And in the playoffs, that's all you can do, survive and advance. Going into this playoffs and into the postseason, when it was like, oh, they're going to unleash Joe Burrow, in your head, didn't you know what was going to happen? Now, I didn't think that, right? I didn't. But I knew he was going to get hit. I knew it. He knows it. They know it. It's either that or lose. It's either that or lose. And so that's where they're at. And so Zach can't come out and just trash his offensive line. So I get that. But the other part, and I think the more important part and the positive part and the part we should probably focus on is the fact that this quarterback that you drafted with the first overall pick and he's in his second year and, he missed games last year, comes back this year. Well, the dude does not get rattled. He doesn't get out of sorts. When he makes a mistake, when his teammates make a mistake, just gets up, flips the ball to the official, and that's that. The dude does not get rattled. But don't take my word for it. Here's CJ Uzomah on Joe Burrow and how he was after the hits kept piling up.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same guy. Every play, every snap, every series, everything. He's tough. I'll ask him how he is, and he'll just be like, "I'm good." Like there's no like change in who he is, which is awesome to see. You don't want to see your quarterback get hit that many times, obviously. But it is. He's tough as hell. So that's what we're getting out of him, and that does not change.
By the way, if you want one of these shirts right here, you can get them at rivertowninquiry.com. Just search my name, James Rapien. They got a ton of other stuff as well. Logan Wilson, in the post-game interview on Saturday night, he wore some Rivertown Inquiry merch, which I thought was really cool. So anyways, the other thing I wanted to get to, and my guy DJ Reader. Whew! DJ Reader, somebody stop that man. My goodness. Look, he's a game wrecker. 6 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 quarterback hit, but he made his presence felt on every single damn play. He was out there. Oh, and by the way, Zac Taylor called him Superman. He said that man was Superman out there. And it's just crazy to see what he did. It really. And he had a good record against Derrick Henry from his days in Houston, but you just didn't know. And the Bengals, that defensive line stepped up. And I was so sick and tired, and I get it. They didn't have Larry Ogunjobi and Mike Daniels at practice squad. He wasn't there either. It wasn't like they were super shorthanded. Josh Tupou, he was able to play initially. And it's one of those things. And he did come out. Trey Hendrickson does appear to be fine. Cam Sample strained his suffered a groin pull, I believe. So we'll see there. But overall, the Bengals seem pretty healthy going into this upcoming week. Plenty of time to talk about that. Let's continue with DJ Reader. This is plug your ears, not safe for work. You'll know when it's about to happen. But CJ Uzomah, man, I asked him a simple question about number 98, and he delivered, much like the Bengals delivered, with a great answer. What does DJ Reader mean to this football team?
You know how hard it is not to cuss in this every time? Like,
go ahead.
I cuss a lot, kind of. I'm going to be honest with you. I keep it so PG in here. Yeah, but he's a fucking monster. I say all that and I'm still cussing. I don't care. Like, are you kidding me? He's a beast. Look, like, I love DJ straight up. I think his leadership in the locker room, his presence on the field, he's a force. He's a freak of nature. Like, this man he's a savage. Are you kidding? and you know, when the whole defense plays as well as they played, and coach is up there and he goes, "Hey, I could call out each individual player, but I'm going to specifically say that DJ Reader played a hell of a game." Like, that's how you know. That's how you know you are an absolute animal out there.
How do you not like CJ Uzomah? I was like, I have to ask him about Reader. And the fact that coaches are like, oh, no, hey, I know you don't play on defense. You play left, but you have to watch this film of DJ Reader. Hey, CJ, I know you have 13 receptions in the playoffs, and you've been big on third downs. You have to watch this dude 98, man. He's been balling. You have to do it. Come here. Watch this guy. That's awesome, right? That is really cool, and it's well-deserved. And I think DJ, it's not like I know him well. I don't. You know, I've been in interviews with him and in Zooms and stuff like that. It's not like locker rooms open like it used to be pre-COVID, and hopefully will be next season. But he seems like a good dude. And I was in the room with him on Saturday in Nashville. And seems like a good dude who's motivated and works his ass off. I mean, everybody can relate to that. You know, he can translate to any city, any environment, any place, and people can not only relate, but they'll respect it and like him. And that's it. That's what you need when you're talking about culture pillars, right? Culture pillars. Well, he's one of them. He's the guy that they backed up the Brinks truck with, shocked the Bengals world, fans everywhere. Remember in March 2020 when you got that notification from Adam Schefter or whatever NFL insider, or maybe you pulled up whatever it was. Allbengals.com didn't exist then. Cincinnati Bengals Talk didn't exist then. They were about to. They were a couple weeks away. At least allbengals.com was. We knew it was going to come. We just didn't have it in existence yet. But the point is, and then 9 months later, Cincinnati Bengals Talk arrived. The point is, though, they invested in the right guy. Right attitude, right talent, right leadership. This dude came off of a torn quad and boom, is balling his tail off. So, look, they're not going to be favored next week, whoever they play, but I'm excited to see it, and we're going to have a ton of coverage for you, whether it's our first look at their opponent in the AFC championship game, whether it's on the field at the AFC championship game. We have you covered right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So tell every Bengals fan you know, friend, anybody that likes the Bengals, this is the YouTube channel to subscribe to. We love each and every single one of you. This has been such a fun, exciting ride, and we hope it continues. And that's why we drive in from Nashville early morning, get here so we get to the Zoom so we can play clips, so we can have them for you. The best fans in the world. Oh my God, there were so many fans at Nashville, and chatting and going crazy. And it was Friday night. They had to tailgate in the morning. And then the tailgate was insane. I saw pictures from tailgate. Insane. Stadium full of orange and black. Look, you're not going to be able to fill up an entire road stadium with road fans, but a lot of people made that trip, and I'm happy that you went home a winner because, you know, it costs a lot to get into those games, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of energy, and I'm glad that this team is delivering. It's an exciting time for the Bengals, an exciting time for Bengals fans, and we are here to give you the best coverage possible. So for our editor, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.